everybody.
Welcome back to Unfiltered. This is episode 4. We're going to jump right into it. I have a confession to make. I'm angry with myself. You want to know why?
Why?
Been procrastinating too much, bro. Been setting myself back too much. You know what I'm saying?
With what regard?
There's so much to do, but it doesn't get done, you know? Say I'm going to do something, but I don't do it. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like everyone knows what you're saying.
I feel like everybody out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because we all been there. Doesn't matter if you're in high school. Doesn't matter if you're in college. Doesn't matter if you're in university. Doesn't matter if you're 85. Doesn't matter if you're 40. There's always things to do. And sometimes they just don't get done. Procrastination, overthinking, setting yourself back, waiting, when you could just do it now. You know? Telling yourself every day that you should be doing something. And at the end of the day, you just sit down and do nothing. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like everyone has a goal and like they have things that they want to achieve in life, but nobody actually wants to put the work in to do it. Like there's a lot of talk and not as much action. Everyone's heard the saying actions speak louder than words, because like 95% of people will like talk up what they're gonna do, and they don't back it up with actions like ever.
It's all bark and no bite.
It's serious bark.
It's all bark, no bite. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And there's just, like I said, so much to do.
You know, I actually think one of the biggest issues with that is like how people just let that slide, like with themselves even.
That's what I'm saying.
Like talking to other people, but like this, like such low self-respect. Like they say they're gonna do something, and then they decide to like watch TV instead, or go with friends instead of, you know, studying or practicing their instrument or practicing their craft. They decide to go and distract themselves with other meaningless outings. But like at the end of the day, the only person you're letting down is yourself.
Last episode we were talking about just do it.
Just like Nike.
Just like Nike. So why isn't it being done? You feel me?
Dude, I 100% feel you. It's like, it's such a simple thing, like just doing it, like just writing down your goals, or like thinking what you want to achieve and just going through the actions. But like it's uncomfortable, and like sitting down and watching TV or hanging out with friends is a lot more comfortable. You know, people
it's something you're more. It's something you're more used to. It's something that you feel like you find more enjoyment out of. But at the end of the day, is it really productive? Is it really setting you up? Is it really helping you?
It's holding you back, and it's just distracting you from what needs to be done.
And I'm calling myself out on this, and anybody who's watching this, I'm calling you out too. If you've been doing it too, I'm calling you. I'm calling everyone out right now. There is no reason why you should be setting yourself up, lying to yourself, and not doing the things that you need to be doing.
The worst thing that you can do is give yourself excuses and tell yourself that it's okay.
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause like the more you allow it to be normal, and the more you allow less and less, you know,
like you're kind of giving yourself slack. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. The more slack you give yourself, the
like
looser the rope is.
You got all this tension built up, right? You got all this momentum going forward. But the second you tell yourself it's okay, you let yourself slip. You let yourself slip. You let yourself slip.
Exactly. And every single time that tension gets looser and looser and looser and looser, and eventually it's just like a loose rope, and there's nothing to it. And every single time you want to go through with something, you never will, because you find comfort in everything else besides what needs to be done.
You need to stop lying to yourself.
True.
I need to stop lying to myself. Everyone needs to stop lying to themselves. So obviously this episode we're talking about procrastination. Obviously we're talking about not doing the things that need to be done. We're talking about all of that. And you know what? I feel like this is why people never have the dream cars. This is why people never have the things that they want.
Mm.
This is why people dream big, but then they settle. You get what I'm saying?
Settling.
What do you think? How do we go about working against that? There are several ways. You got to keep your mind to it. You can't again allow yourself that slack. You need to stay focused, but it's hard to stay focused. Sometimes you don't want to focus. Sometimes you feel like you've worked so much and you might not be seeing the results that you want. So you slow down a little bit. What do you think about that?
I feel like people, as soon as they get what they want, right, what they've been hunting for, they decide like, okay, this is enough, right? But like you need to have that lion's appetite. You need to have that beast appetite where once you conquer one goal, once you conquer one issue, once you conquer one problem, you find another one to take care of, and you find another thing to overcome and destroy and make your bitch. You need to find things to put in their place, find things that need to get done around you to build a better community, build a better life for yourself and those around you, because there's always things to be working on.
One of the best things to do is, like you said, you gotta bend the hustle to your will.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you gotta make it your bitch.
You gotta make it your bitch.
You
and,
know,
and honestly, exactly. You'll this is why you'll never have your dream car, because you'll settle for less. You'll settle for, oh, like I've already done enough work. You know, I'm tired. I don't really feel like doing anymore. Like this car is fine. This house is fine. This relationship is fine. But it's not fine, dude. It's not fine, because
You're letting yourself
you've
think
allowed
that.
you've allowed yourself that room for like, you're just telling yourself it's okay, but it's not. And like a lot of people are gonna end up in this situation. And there's a lot of people, you know, it's okay if you don't want more, because maybe that's just like the destiny that's set out for you. But for those that know deep down what they deserve and know deep down what they want for themselves, you gotta stop. You gotta stop allowing yourself that slack. You gotta stop allowing yourself that wiggle room. You need to be very strict with yourself. You need to make rules for yourself, just like there are rules in school, just like there are rules.
You need to be
at
dedicated
work.
to yourself,
You
bro.
need to be strict. You need to
Develop that discipline.
If your boss tells you to do something, you do it. So why, when you tell yourself to do something, you don't? That is huge, because everyone's set into that 9 to 5 mentality, but as soon as they want to do something for themselves, they slip.
It's set in, the first thing that it's set down to is self-respect. Self-respect again. And we got our little advocate here. Bro is just chilling. Come on, dude. Bro is just chilling down there, but it's a question of self-respect. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were saying, you have a boss, you have a manager, you have all these authorities, let's say, and you listen to them, right? Without a second thought, because you know that if you mess something up, you know that's it. You know you're done.
You're losing that job.
You know what I'm saying? You know there's no second chances. But when it comes to yourself, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't set yourself up, if you don't set all these precedents, you kind of just let it go.
It's funny because everyone says they want to be their own boss, but when it comes time to do what bosses do, no, like 99% of people just can't do it. You know, they fold under pressure. They decide, like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Like, you know, this is too much work. I'm just gonna you know, sit under someone else's authority. But in order to be your own boss, you need to do things that are uncomfortable. You need to say no to people. You need to make decisions that could be life-changing and that could piss everyone off around you, because that's what you need to do for yourself. It's a question of, do you want pleasure now or do you want pleasure later? Because you can sacrifice years now for decades later.
Do you want that short-term victory, or do you want that long-term success?
It comes back to this example when I was younger. My teacher gave everyone in class a cookie, and he said, "Do you want your second cookie now, or do you want your second cookie later?" And almost everyone asked for their second cookie now, except for me and my friend. And we were just sitting there, you know, first, second period are done. Everyone's done their cookies. After lunch, my friend and I, we get our cookies, and everyone's upset because they already finished their cookies. But we enjoyed our first cookie, as everyone else did, right? They had two, though. And then we got to enjoy our second cookie later on in the day.
Mm-hmm.
This is a beautiful metaphor for allowing a little bit of pain and misery to enter into your life, a little bit of discomfort, and to know that the reward that you seek will eventually find itself in your hands. You just need to just trust the process, go through the work, and allow what needs to be done, and do the work that needs to be done in order for your goals to arrive.
Immediate pleasure is something that a lot of people
In this day and age,
they strive for.
It's everywhere. It's social media. You open your phone, you want the clicks, you want the likes, you want the follows. It's a very toxic world that we live in, but it's also a very beautiful world because we can communicate with people on the other side of the world. So it's a dark, twisted fantasy is what it is. It holds so much power, but it's so destructive at the same time. It rewires the human mind. It destroys relationships. It's very unfortunate, but if used properly, it's a very useful tool.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people abuse it. I think a lot of people have fallen into the trap that is set forth. I think everyone wants that instant pleasure, wants to click on it, and boom, it's right in front of your face.
People, again, are going back and hardwiring themselves the wrong way. You can undo all that. You can fix yourself. You can work on yourself and improve all of that. But people are so hung up in, again, that instant pleasure. Whether it's that dopamine rush, it's that serotonin, whatever floats your boat, whatever does it for you, right? People stay on their phones, for example. TikTok is a good example. You know, we're both young guys. I know you don't have TikTok, but sometimes you look on Instagram a lot. I have TikTok. Sometimes I can be hours on TikTok. I'm not going to lie, just scrolling through videos when I'm bored, when there's nothing to do. But in reality, there are things to do.
Well,
I'm getting distracted.
Well, you know what you need to do, but as soon as you go onto it, a whole world of comfort is set into your mind and into your eyes, into your body, and a whole rush of dopamine hits, and you just say, I'm just going to sit here for a while. You know, I'm really comfortable, right? Like, I can wash the dishes later. I don't need to do that right now. But what you're doing when you do that is you're allowing yourself that wiggle room, which will carry itself to everything you do, like everything. It's not washing dishes, right? That is such a small task. It's meeting up with people. It's being late for plans because you allow yourself that wiggle room. It's when it becomes an issue in your life. It's when it becomes so addicting that you're late for plans, late for meetings, when your house is a disaster, when your room is dirty, when you can't even study and you're failing exams. That's when it becomes an issue.
When you let yourself go.
When you let yourself go. And the worst thing that can happen is when you know what you're doing to yourself.
The first step is realizing it.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't realize. They just, this is just life.
They deny it.
It is what it is. They don't, not even they deny it. It's just, this is their norm. This is just what it is. I think a really important thing is, like what René said, is realizing it, because not very many people actually know. And there's going to be two types of people once they realize. There's going to be the denial, like René said, and there's going to be the person that knows what they need to do and don't do it, or the 1% which knows what they need to do and do it. It's very difficult though.
the things that I have done in the past where I've realized that, hey, this is maybe going too far, this is being too much. I need to sit down, take a step back, have a conversation with myself. The first thing you got to do to counteract all of this, you have to sit down with yourself and you have to be honest. Again, same premise as the whole boss thing. You need to sit down, talk to yourself, right? Go over the things that you're doing. Notice how they're impacting your life. Notice how they're preventing you from doing the things that you want to do, and from there change the behavior. But if you deny it, if you say, "Oh no, I don't have a problem," what else is there to be done? In your head, you have already told yourself there's no problem. So you're gonna keep that behavior up. You're gonna keep doing it, and there's no going back.
You're just gonna keep digging yourself deeper into that hole. When the rope has been thrown down and you turn the other way.
But you can always get back from that. Always.
You can't get back from that unless you are willing to accept that you are in that deep. That's the only way.
You have
you're
to.
the only person that
you
can
have
help
to
yourself.
sit down and be honest with yourself. There's no way around it. If you are so focused, and this goes out to anybody, on staying on your phone, allowing yourself those extra few minutes. Maybe you wake up in the morning, you get on your phone. Instead of doing other things, maybe you could pack your lunch a little bit better. You could make some food, be healthy, go for a run even. All those little things, all those small things. There's so much to do.
The worst thing in the world is
they
when
don't do it.
Is when you go on your phone and you realize like an hour's gone by and you're like, fuck. Like I know I had shit to do and now I'm sitting here and I'm beating myself up because I just wasted so much time. When you could have just done what you need to do, because you'll receive the same dopamine rush after you achieve something that's actually good for you.
That's what I'm saying.
It's you will receive the same dopamine because dopamine is a drug that's instilled in us, and
it is literally built in. We produce it for ourselves, but if we get used to
the artificial,
making it,
it's the artificial dopamine rush.
Making that artificial. If we're so focused on, hey, if I go on my phone, I'm gonna feel good.
It's honestly, like, pornography is another huge like issue in this day and age, especially with like young males. I'm not a female, so I have no idea, but like for some people it can become quite addicting and it can ruin lives.
Ruin relationships. Like that's a really good example, and that's a little bit of an edgy topic for a lot of people, but we're unfiltered, we're different. We talk about those kind of things. Everything. You know what I'm saying?
I've never struggled personally with it, but I know people that have.
Absolutely.
And I know like what it can do to somebody, and I know like it's really, really, it's difficult.
It's harmful, man. You have your phone in front of you, and that's the first thing you think of. Like, people don't realize how bad that can get.
The issue with it is that it rewires your mind, and then when you are in like a real life physical relationship, it can destroy what your body's meant to do naturally. It can make it so you can't function like a normal human being. It can completely fuck you up.
It's destructive, and
that's not only for like pornography reasons. It can rewire and fuck you up socially. It can rewire and fuck you up like mentally, so you can't take in education properly. It can mess up your social skills. You can be so used to texting people that when you meet them in person, you don't want to. I know a lot of people that are texting people that are in the same room as them, which is so fucked, dude. That is so fucked up. Like, it's so wrong.
It's ridiculous. Just like this cat.
So funny.
No, it's, again, so many things come to that kind of realization that if you keep this behavior up, nothing's going to improve. You get what I'm saying?
Well, back to the hole, bro. You're in deep.
Like, you keep digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. Like, I need you to chill out, bro. You keep digging yourself deeper and deeper.
I want to stress everyone to go, or actually, I want to stress everyone to think back right now are you like, ask yourself these questions. Are you addicted to social media? Do you have a problem with
100%.
addiction to social media? And if you answer yes to either of those, I want you guys, I know it's gonna suck, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but try to set like daily limits, 'cause you can do that in settings on your phone. Try to set daily limits.
Kind of be your own parent even. Like, I know
Honestly.
when I used to be a kid, that shit pissed me off. Let's be honest. We all wanted to be on that game a little bit longer. We all wanted to be outside
Yeah.
a little bit longer instead of doing our homework or something.
But like the funny thing is, now that we're older, we realize like our parents knew what was best for us.
Yeah.
Even though we were young, we
Yeah.
we didn't want it. But like you need that structure. Like you can't just run rampant and not have that structure. Those people that finish high school, this is going to be an example here. Finish high school and just lose all structure, right? Are staying up till 4 a.m. Doing drugs, partying, working here and there. Just they just lose the structure. There's no sleep structure. There's no work structure. There's nothing. It's just a free for all, and that may be fun in games, but you're not going anywhere with that kind of lifestyle. That's why in the army there's structure, in school there's structure, in university there's structure, at home in a healthy household there's structure, and you need a routine, you need a schedule, you need structure.
And as you fall into those terms, it's another realization that you are the one who's responsible for yourself now, especially as you grow older. There's not going to be your teachers there to tell you, hey, do your homework. Hey, did you do this on time?
Exactly.
Hey, have you worked on this yet? Nobody's going to be there to tell you that. You know, maybe some people, they move away. Their parents aren't there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe they move away.
Maybe everybody parts ways, and then you're left by yourself, and the only person who can look out for yourself is you.
And this is where you need to boss up. Even if you're like, boss is not like someone that like, owns a company, runs a company. Boss is someone that takes control of their life, knows how to read a problem, knows how to solve a problem, and knows how to take control and take action.
Someone who's in control.
Exactly.
In control of themselves, in control of the situation,
in control of those around them, not in like a bad way, but in a healthy way, because
in the sense that you're in control that you don't let outside sources influence what you're doing. You don't let maybe that one friend tell you, hey, one more game or 20 more minutes.
Yeah, it's
dude, I gotta go to work. No, dude, I gotta do this. No, dude, I gotta do my homework. I gotta do this. I gotta do that.
And then following up on that, you need to surround yourself with the people that are understanding like that are willing to put their pride aside and just be like, yeah, dude, of course, like, I understand, like, yeah, like, don't worry about it. We like next time.
Like-minded people.
Yeah, that's what this is. Like, we've said it in almost every episode.
Yeah. If you wanna set yourself up, and we're gonna go back to what we were talking about at the start of the episode. If you have dreams, if you have ambitions, you need to act on those things. You need to stay motivated and dedicated to them, and you need to be surrounded around people that want the same thing. If you're surrounded by Johnny and Ashley, if you're surrounded by those two funny. And they're stoners, they smoke all the time, for example, but you want to get work done, you see where that clashes?
That's the issue, dude. If I'm a track star and I'm always hanging out with stoners, that's not gonna carry me to
you see
top.
The difference there. If you're always vaping and you have a friend that is a runner, if you have a friend that's a professional athlete, he's not gonna kind of want to stick around you because all you do is vape. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
you like no shame on the person that vapes, but you can't be around that type of person because you're just gonna either tear them down if they don't notice that they need to leave. You could ruin their potential. It's also understanding, like, it's okay if you don't want the best for yourself, right? If you decide to settle for less, I mean,
that's you.
It is what it is, but I just need you guys to know that you can do everything and anything that you want to
100%.
You can achieve anything you put your mind to. The sky's the limit, dude.
You can never reach for the stars, though, if you're weighed down by so many outside factors, whether that be people, your habits, things you do every day, just everything that weighs you down. You need to cut those chains. You need to let go. You need to start flourishing and become the person that you want to be. Like I said, you have these goals, you have these ambitions, you got to work on them. Nothing's going to happen magically.
Another thing is like when people are deciding to jump on a journey, jump on a road of I'm gonna try to achieve these goals. Back to the instant gratification, you know, if they don't see results within a month, within a week, within a couple weeks, they give up. But you just need to write a plan, you know, decide what you want, and
keep
you need
working
to
at it.
You need to just keep working at it. These things take years. These things take decades. Like
you hit that plateau and it seems like nothing improves, man.
Well,
like
it's just like with bodybuilding. Like eventually,
exactly.
It's with anything. Like even with my running, like I'm at a point now where seconds matter, right? Where it used to be, you know, I would improve by 10 seconds, but now it's come to the point where half a second,
milliseconds, bro.
I'm at that point now where I'm at the height where like that's what it comes down to.
100%.
And the years of training are there, but it's going to be years more of training before I'm going to see any more heavy and big improvements.
Sometimes I sit down and I'm at work and I go, I could be doing so many other things even, right? Work is a little bit of a different example because that's important. You know, you have to sustain yourself. You need money.
Yeah.
But even sometimes I'm like, I need to do more. Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm going, those 20 minutes that I was on my phone, I could have been doing something else. You feel me?
Yeah.
Those little things. Sometimes I'm lifting the same weight at the gym and I'm going, I'm not seeing any progress, but it's just right around the corner. It's there. You just need to be willing to go and look for it.
And right around the corner could be a day, could be a week, could be a month, but it is right around the corner. It's just about just being
working hard
and consistent. And worst thing you could do is give up, because then there's no shot. There's literally zero chance of achieving it.
Procrastinating will always set you back, whether you like it or not. And it's something that everybody does.
It's so hard not to, though. Like
everybody has procrastinated. Everybody has sat down and afforded themselves 5 more minutes in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It happens. But if you let it get to a point where it's ruining the things that you're doing, ruining your plans, ruining your setups, sit down, have a conversation, be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself.
In every situation, it's the man in the mirror.
100%.
It's always the man in the mirror. Like you need to go to war with the man in the mirror and don't come back until
Here's another thing.
Until you're 100p.
Here's another thing. People like to blame the outside. People like to pick and point and blame their problems on something or someone when they haven't stepped again in front of that mirror and looked at themselves in the eye first. You're always in a constant war with yourself.
All throughout life.
You have to be in control, and sometimes it's hard to be in control, but the only enemy that you truly have is you. Like you were saying, look in the mirror.
Well, at the end of the day, it's you and you, right? Like once it's all said and done, you're born alone, you die alone. So, you know, build a happy home for yourself in your mind, build a happy home for yourself around you, you know, surround yourself by those that love you, by the people you love. Like life's so short, and there's no reason not to. You know, you deserve the best, and honestly, why wouldn't you want to suffer a little bit and enjoy more later on? You know, just
needing to know that pain and suffering that you're going through right now is setting you up for so many greater things in the future.
Exactly.
You have to take that fall to go that much further. You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. And people have plans. People have routines.
Well, like even the realistic like road of success is not like this.
No,
it's like this.
And we're gonna say that time and time again.
Like you're not.
That's what it is.
It's not just straight up. It's like you could go up, and then next thing you know, you're below where you started, and then like it's a huge roller coaster.
But if you're consistent, if you stay dedicated, if you keep at it, nothing
throughout
is
the years,
gonna stop you.
In the long term, it's gonna be going up. It's just like the stock market. You look at it every day; it goes up and down, up and down. But a good stock that's going up, it's always going up. When you zoom out to the years instead of the days and the weeks and the months, it's always going up. It's always in the green.
Absolutely. You need to sit down, make a plan, outline the things you want to do. Those goals and dreams, write them down. Think about them every day at least.
Yeah.
Put them out there. Tell your friends, tell your family. If the people laugh at you, bro, fuck them. Forget about them.
Honestly, like the people that are gonna judge you the most until they see like what you see are your friends and family, like the people that are closest to you. Like I remember for the longest time, I'd always like tell my family like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and they're like, haha, wow, like don't do that, like that's not gonna work, haha, like what are you doing? But like starting this YouTube channel, even like you're just wasting your time, but like it's not a waste of time. It's something that I love and I really want to see flourish. I want to see do well because like this is my baby.
And
this is one of like my creations.
And I'll say time and time again, we're gonna look back on this in however many years and see how far we've come. You know, there's no losses to be taken here, right?
It's always uphill.
We keep doing what we're doing and we keep being consistent because you and I, we know that if you put hard work and effort into something, there is literally no way you can fail.
I don't know. I don't see a way of failing, especially if you don't give up on yourself. Like if you it feel takes a long time, like just don't give up on yourself. There's no shot you're gonna lose.
If you feel like you're failing, go back to the drawing board. Revise what you're doing, reanalyze everything, take a step back, have that conversation with yourself, look at how far you've come, look up maybe how far you've set yourself back, and keep going.
That's why everyone can't be that guy. That's why everyone can't be a boss, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of heartbreak, and there's way more downs than there are ups.
Absolutely.
But like the ups are worth it. They're worth it all.
So many things that can apply to these things. We'll go in depth in so many other episodes to come. This is a brief touch on how deep this hole can go, and we're gonna go deep into the hole with you guys, and we're gonna bring everyone out. No cap.
Yeah, that's facts.
No cap.
I just pray that all y'all go get that dream car.
We want everybody to work hard and get that dream car.
Okay. What I want you guys to do, actually, if you guys have a dream car, dream city, dream house, dream anything, set it as your background, your lock screen, and every time you open your phone, you'll be forced to look at it. And you'll be forced to see what is supposed to be rightfully yours if you just keep putting in that work.
See what you want. Go out for it.
Visualize.
Go get it. And remember.
You deserve it.
Remember, the only thing stopping you is yourself.
Always.
That's Unfiltered, episode 4.
Thank you very much, guys. Take it easy. For the one time.
Deuces.